Well, we got one person in. Maybe the only one. Who knows? I'm here, Robin. Can you hear me? Hi, Robin. Good to see you. I'm going to wait another minute or two, see if anybody else comes in. It'll probably be a pretty short podcast. I mean, I wrote out some notes, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe a surprise. Maybe not. Hi, Cliff. Good to see you, buddy. I'm going to wait just another minute and then I'll say my piece. See if anybody has anything they want to say or ask, and then we'll move on with our evening. Just came back from the hospital visiting your brother. Well, I hope your brother's mending, doing okay. All right, it is 7:03. There's four people in. I don't know if more will show up or not, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. This probably won't be the podcast that most of you were expecting, but it is what it is. So I want to start out by just giving you a little bit of background information about how I plan for these podcasts and deal with these podcasts. And if you're patient with me, I'll tie it into more current stuff. But so, like, back when I was with the sheriff's department, I used to do public speaking a lot, go do presentations. And I learned a method of how I handled anything that had to do with the public. Hi, Creek Craft. And so I've been using that same method for the podcast. So I just want to give you a little background information. So the podcast is Tuesday night. So what I have done with all of the weeks that we've been doing this is starting on Thursday night, I start doing research, just Googling stuff, reading stuff on the internet, funny stuff, weird news, watching comedians' videos, getting ideas. And I just do that, and I start taking notes of things that I think are funny, could be funny, might get a good reaction, just things like that. So I do that Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and then usually Sunday night. And I just make a list of things, ideas that I have. And then what I typically do is Sunday night, I read over that list multiple times, so I've pretty much got it all in my head. And then Sunday nights, I usually go to bed sometime between 9 and 10, all the lights out, no music, no noise at all. And I just let my mind go through all those different thoughts and ideas and what I think is good and what I think is bad and what I think will work. And I just kind of let my mind wander. It's like putting ingredients in a blender and just letting them spin around for a while. And so then, and I usually stay up till about 2 in the morning just thinking about it and planning things out. So by Monday afternoon, I go back through my list and now I'm numbering things. This is, I think, funny. I want to end with this. I want to start with this. I want to throw this out in the middle to get a surprise. And that's what I do with the scripts that I do for podcast. So that by the time I get to Tuesday getting ready for the podcast, I've kind of got a script in front of me of what I want to say and in what order I want to say it and what I think will work and what I hope will work and what I'm nervous about. And that's how I plan for these things. So I don't think it'll come as a surprise to some of you, most of you, that there was a whole lot of stuff that went on the end of last week. And I'll be honest, the things that I saw and heard and people were blowing up my messages and phone and all that, I got angry. And so I started planning for this podcast. And I was coming up with things that I thought were funny, but were kind of biting. Things that were subtly insulting. And I was planning out this whole script in my head of just being kind of a jerk. But I went through the same process. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, I was taking notes of things, pictures, jokes, sarcasm, all that stuff. And I was doing the same process because that's what I've been doing for years. And then Sunday night, I went to bed. I don't remember what time. And so I was going through the same process, laying in the dark, no noise, letting my mind go through all of this stuff. And I can tell you down to the minute at 12:40 a.m., Sunday night, Monday morning, it just finally hit me. Because every time I would do that on previous podcasts or public speaking and all that, as I was thinking through those things, excitement would be building in my head and energy would be building because I'd be planning out this whole thing. And at 12:40 this Sunday morning, it hit me that I'm not excited about this. I'm not feeling energy about this. I don't even want to do this. Honestly, I was overreacting to a few minutes of what I saw and heard, and then all the messages that I got. And I realized I'm not even angry at all. I don't even understand what's going on. So I scrapped all of the notes that I had. I don't want to be that person. I'm not angry. I have absolutely no ill feelings towards Michelle or anybody else. My heart just wasn't in it. I didn't want to be that person. But I'd kind of like to explain from my perspective Thursday and Friday, and how we kind of got to where we are from my perspective. So I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but I had inventory at one of my stores scheduled for Friday morning at 4 in the morning. There's a lot of preparation work that goes into an inventory. There's a lot of things to count. So Thursday, I was at work and I was doing a lot of work. And so I wasn't in the live. I wasn't watching from the outside. I was busy. And because I was so busy, I wasn't in that great of a mood because I was focused on what I was doing. So I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea that this troll was saying all of these things. And then sometime, I don't know what time it was, I'd have to look at it. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I don't know. But I had gotten several messages, but I was busy. But I finally got a message from one person that said, you need to get into the live, stuff is going on. But I was in the middle of stuff. I was busy. So I didn't go on TikTok at all. I didn't watch from the outside. I didn't have any awareness of what was going on. When I finally got home, normally in the afternoon I try and go on for a little bit live myself. Thursday I didn't go live myself because I was trying to unwind. I had something to eat. And then when Karen went live at 6 or 6:30 or whatever time, I spent 20 minutes in her live just relaxing. And then I went to bed because I had to be awake at, I don't remember, 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning to get to the 4 o'clock inventory. And so Friday, I did inventory starting at 4 o'clock in the morning. We finished up probably about 8 o'clock. We all went to breakfast together. I had a ham and cheese omelet. And then I stopped back at the store for a little bit, and then I came home. And I laid on my couch and I took a nap because I'm old and I'm tired, and getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning is a lot. So I took a nap on my couch for, I don't know, 3 hours maybe. And when I woke up, I had a message from my employee who was scheduled at 3 o'clock that said that she forgot she had a medical procedure scheduled at 3:30, and she was going to be at least an hour, maybe 2 hours late. So I said, well, I guess I'm going back to work. And so I needed to get some things from Walmart before I went back to work. So I got in the car to head to Walmart. And I'm sure this is boring all of you, but I just want to try and explain. I got in the car to head to Walmart, and at that point, I got a message that said, basically, I don't remember the wording of it, but it was basically all hell had broken loose in the live, and I needed to get in there. But I'm driving, and my phone is laying on the armrest next to me. And so I clicked on TikTok, and I saw what was going on, but I was driving, so I didn't click into the live because I couldn't talk. So the 5 or 7 minute drive to Walmart, I heard the things that were going on. I heard the things that were being said. I heard the things that were being said about me. So by the time I got to Walmart and turned into the parking lot and found a place to park, then yes, at that point, I'd heard 5 or 7 minutes of stuff. I clicked into the live and I said, if we're going to talk about Bill, let's do it with Bill in the room. And then things just got out of hand. And so I got angry. And I know everybody else was angry too. I get it. So all the things that I had planned for tonight's podcast and those videos that I put on TikTok over the weekend were coming from anger. But I'm not really angry. I'm not. I care about Michelle. I've cared about Michelle for 10 months. I hate that this has happened. I don't know or see how we go forward from this, and I regret that. But I don't have any animosity at all. I just don't. And that's why Sunday night at 12:40 in the morning, I just said, I don't want to do this. Let go of the anger and just be a decent human being. And that's what I needed to do. I don't know what's going on with other people. I hope nobody has any animosity towards Michelle or anybody else in there. I know I've gotten supporting messages and I've gotten angry messages, and if you don't like me, that's okay. If we're never going to speak again, that's okay. But let's just not be mean to each other. I took down the childish videos that I put on TikTok this weekend. What the future is for any of this, I have no idea. I don't know if at some point maybe I'll end up with another partner on the podcast, but I will tell you this right now, and I've been thinking about this for days. I've thought about this person and that person and this person, and that person's got a good personality, and this person is friendly. But I haven't come up with anybody in my head that could be a podcast partner like Michelle has been. I've said it all along. The things I say might be funny, but what makes the podcast special is her and her reaction. So I don't know if there'll ever be a podcast again. I don't, unless something interesting pops up, I'm not going to do one next week. I am going to change the name of the podcast. The only reason I didn't this week was so that if anybody wanted to see what I had to say, they could still find it. But I'm going to change it. And that's just my story for tonight. I hate that it all happened. I hate that some troll was able to start a fire that didn't need to be started. I hate that that all happened. So, I know there's only two of you in here. I don't know if Cliff's still here or Robin's still here or who's still here. But I just wanted to come on here tonight and communicate that and just let you know my feelings. I have no hard feelings towards anybody. I wish it had never happened. I still care. I still have a lot of respect. But I don't know where we go from here. But if anybody has any comments or questions, I'm glad you're here, Cliff. It's always good to see you. If anybody wants to add their 2 cents, if anybody wants to yell at me, I got broad shoulders. I can take it. Anybody got any comments? Questions? Concerns? I've got no jokes prepared. I've got no anything prepared. I just wanted to come on and say how I felt. I understand that, Cliff, and I don't want anybody to take anybody's side. I wish there were no sides to take. I wish this had never happened. The only thing I would ask from people, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even say this, is think back over what you saw and heard Thursday and Friday and remember that I wasn't there for any of it. All I was getting was messages from people telling me what was going on. I was asleep on my couch. So, anyway, that's all I've really got to say tonight. Again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry this all happened. I'm sorry that you all had to see it happen. I'm sorry that the outcome appears to be what it is. I'm just sorry. But I guess at this point, unless anybody else has anything, I'll just end this, and who knows when I'll see anybody down the road. All right. I appreciate you all being here, all 3 or 4 of you. And I will keep this recording on here in case anybody wants to see it or share it. And, I don't know. I've got the other inventory is scheduled this Thursday morning, starting at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'll be busy tomorrow, and I'll be busy Thursday, and then sleeping on my couch Thursday. But I might go live later Thursday. And right now, I think I'm scheduled to be off Friday, so I might be live Friday. I don't know. But yeah, Cliff, you're a good guy, and I appreciate you. So, all right, I'm going to shut this down. Thank you all for being patient with me and listening to me, and you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.